All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Dunk Talk, episode 26. My name's Dylan Haugen, 5'11", 16-year-old dunker from Minnesota. And today we're here with a very special guest, best 1 foot dunker probably of all time, and obviously Hunter. So, Hunter, if you want to just introduce yourself, then we'll get to Jordan.
Hey guys, I'm Hunter Castona, 6'1" dunker from Wisconsin. And obviously we have our third pro on here, and that is Jordan Southerland, 1FootGod. So Jordan, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am the 11-year-old 5'2" dunk god himself, Bartholomew James Smith, aka 1 Foot Guy, and I'm here on a very special episode, episode 26. I wish I was on the last one because I'm number 25, so that would have been dope, but I'm here. Hi, guys.
Yeah, so obviously, we talked to Jordan quite a bit at camp, got to learn a lot about his story, and obviously thought it'd be really cool to bring him on here. So, thank you, Jordan, for hopping on. And yeah.
Hey, no problem, man. I love these kind of things. You obviously seen the other day I was on live for like 3 hours for no reason, just because I
Yeah,
wanted to do it. So
yeah. Before we start, we gotta talk about that for sure. So I'm in school, right? And I hop in Jordan's live at like, dude, bro, I don't even know, like fourth period, like right when fourth period starts. He invites me to join. I join for like 10 seconds, and I'm like, bro, I'm in math.
and I predicted it though. You gotta say, I said you was in math. He was in math. I called it.
I legit was too. And so then I hopped off and I like do the class, right? And obviously it's like a state law now that you can't have your phone in class. So I hop on at the end of the hour and I just go on again. And he's still on live. And I was like, there's no way he's still on live. So I go through my whole next period and look again, and he's still live.
It was
It
the
was
same
just,
live too. It didn't shut
I
down. It
know.
didn't turn off. No, that was one live. I
That
kicked
was
Hunter out
crazy.
because he was working out, and I was like, "Focus on your workout. What are you doing?"
Hey, I like talking. I mean, that's what we're about to do right now. So just talk about dunking and stuff. So I was just like, might as well hop on. So I was like, you invited me first. I was like, I have to. Like, you cannot just not join.
I'll send that
I
invite
mean,
like it's nothing if I know you. That's a fact.
Uh, we'll get right to it. Obviously today, guys, we're gonna go through kind of Jordan's journey to becoming a pro dunker, and then obviously his career as a pro dunker. So just starting off, kind of what was your intro to sports in general? What were some of the sports you played as a kid? Good.
All right, so let's just start from birth. My mom named me after Michael Jordan. She wanted to name me Jordan Michael, but I ended up being Jordan Marcus, which is fine with me. But that's ironic because Michael Jordan's son name was Marcus Jordan, so it was just weird. But she named me after Mike. She was a big Bulls fan, so all my like early childhood, I watched a lot of Michael Jordan tapes. I watched the dunk contest. I watched the championship runs. I watched every single VHS they had of life about Michael Jordan. So that inspired me to even want to play basketball. But especially when it comes to dunking, seeing Michael Jordan jump from the free throw line, that was like the first memory I have of a dunk that made me want to be like, yeah, I want to do that. Like, yeah, I want to play basketball. I always loved basketball, but really wanting to dunk came from that moment. And then the rest is kind of history. Like I worked on it. My dad had me working on my vert. Like he used to be able to dunk, but at only 5'10", used to fly, and I got my first dunk at 13, and it was amazing. And I didn't dunk again for another year because I twisted my ankle the next play. Life.
Yeah, I know you talked to us a little bit about your first dunk, so you just kind of want to talk about like what you did up until getting your first dunk, and then also, did you say on the next play?
Yeah. So the reason I got my first dunk at 13, going on 14, like literally in a couple weeks after that, believe me or not, there was a 12-year-old and he was shorter than me and he dunked and I was 5'6", and I said, that's not right. That's not right at all. That's not fair. So, because I had been training so hard, so it's like an anime scene. Like you train, but you never went to the gym to actually like test it out. And I like was still never trying to actually dunk on 10, like just dunking on nine, dunking on nine, dunking on low rims. Like it's when I used to have my own goal. And then I was like, no, nah, I'm gonna dunk on 10 today. So I went baseline in game, went up, yeah, 1 foot to two hands, dunk, hung on the rim, screaming, all that good stuff. Came down, fine. I tried to do it the very next play, and I slipped, and I twisted my ankle. and I had Steph Curry ankles for the next year, and I had to wear the big, bulky McDavid ankle braces, and it was trash. I lost my entire bounce. Like, it was trash, but I knew I had bounce. So yeah, that inspired me to get my bounce back, and then like eventually work on my bounce later on in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
was that the only sport that you played was basketball, or did you do? I know you did a little bit of track stuff. I know.
I was a baseball player, my guy. Like right field, all-star, elite, all county. No, I'm just playing. No, but I was all-star, won 2 championships. I quit like the 3rd year into us pitching into each other because in one season I got hit in the lower region at least 9 times in a 10-game span. And I just didn't agree with it. It was almost a hit per game, and one of those games was 3 of them. So yeah, that I didn't want to play baseball no more. It was like at a point it got boring. In an alternate universe, I stayed with baseball, but I'm happy like I went back to basketball. Like I was stuck with basketball, but in an alternate universe, I'm playing baseball somewhere in the MLB because I was nice. Just imagine I'm outfield, I'm lanky, I'm quick, and I can jump still as a kid. So it was perfect. Like I stole like 6 home runs. I was nice. I was out there nice. I was an elite baseball player. But basketball was always my first love since I was 2 years old. So like it was really cooked for that. But I
When
only
did
played
you?
baseball because of Michael Jordan. Like that's why I was like, I want to play baseball and basketball and some Michael Jordan. And I actually ended up really liking baseball. But then I chose basketball at the end.
When did you stop playing baseball? What year was that? Like how old?
I'm, mm, mm.
If you can remember.
That was a long time ago, but I say I think I was like 11, 12, like right before my first dunk, like 2 years before my first dunk, when I really locked in, like with basketball, even more than I already was. Yeah, it was like 11, like, yeah, like 11, 12.
Yeah, for sure. I know you mentioned dunking on like 9 feet and stuff. So when you were doing that, were you literally just like, dunking one-hander, two-hander? Were you also working on like trick dunks at the time as well?
Unlike you heathens, I didn't believe that I could do any of that, even on a low rim. So I didn't the way I used to train the dunk is after I would do my workout with my dad, he'll like lower the rim. And like each month I had to get to a new height. Like and he went up half a foot every time. So it like from the age of like I want to say I got my goal at like 8. So by 9, he was trying to get me to like dunk. And like by the end of the year, I was dunking on 9 at 9. So it was weird. But I got stuck at 9 until I was 13. Like I didn't go past that. Like I just really got stuck and it wasn't a consistent. It'd be like every 2 months for them 3 years, I dunk on 9 foot once at 9 and then 10 and then 11. And it just kept being like that. And then I didn't have a breakthrough till 13 because my dad didn't want to put me on weights too early because he didn't want to stunt my growth because he told me I was going to be tall. I was like, you're lying to me. Like I went into my freshman year of high school, 5'7", 105 pounds. Like what that I'm not gonna grow. I'm stuck. My
Yeah.
mom 5'5", my dad's 5'10". Where am I going?
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm a little worried about my height too, not gonna lie. Might be
You
done.
just did hide and shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up,
It'd be it'd be a lot
shut
easier to
up.
hit
Hold
that.
on. I'm sorry on your pod. Shut up, shut
It would
up.
be a lot easier to
I've
do that
watched
if
you
I was
do.
6 foot.
I've watched you do. Tony Crosby just got a 50.5 at 5'6". Shut up. Shut up. Okay.
Imagine if he was 6 foot.
I don't want to.
That's
He's
true. That's
freaking
true.
Donovan. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, facts. So obviously, you said you played basketball. I know you talked to us a little bit about it. But high school basketball, what was that like for you? And then obviously college as well.
The 0 games I played, the 0 minutes I played, because I didn't play high school basketball. I was not on the team. My coach told me I was good enough and said he didn't have a spot for me. due to politics and just the school I went to and a bunch of stuff that I didn't understand as a kid. I played a couple of years of AAU basketball during that time in Chicago and then in Georgia, but like it kind of like took my love away from basketball, and then that's what ended up eventually leading me to track my junior year of high school because I wanted to play some type of sport. And by that time, like the third time of you being told you're good enough for something, but they just can't fit. Like the cut I got my junior year was like the worst one ever. Every year I made second cuts, but this like that junior year I made the second cut. We're doing playing the 21, all the guys who made the second cut versus the starting five. I ended up leading my team to a win. All the starting five is telling me like we can't wait to play with you. Like these are my homies, by the way. So like we all hyped that I'm about to like finally break through because we all done played together in gym and played and pick up and all this, so they know how good I am. And to get called into the coach's office, and he asked me, could I be the team manager? Because he can't see me taking time away from JV just to see how I play because he didn't pick me the first year. So he thinks I haven't played organized basketball in 2 years. Meanwhile, I've been playing AAU, which I showed him the footage and all that, but whatever. So he said he didn't want to take time away from JV, but couldn't see me playing varsity, so he didn't have a spot for me. And I said something that a high schooler shouldn't say to a grown man, but I was angry. So yeah, I left that and I was like, I'm gonna go do track. And my first year of track was not what, like the track years I talk about was not my junior year. I didn't know what was going on. I was just out there. All right. Just a young, how do I want to say this? A young going through puberty lad wanting to see a lot of short shorts out there on the field. Wasn't really worried about track itself. But then once I discovered high jump my senior year, that's when I actually started taking track more serious because the first time I even tried the high jump, I jumped 6 foot. And I didn't know that wasn't normal. And then like my coach was like, wait, why didn't you do high jump last year? Like they had a different high jump coach and he just said another thing about politics. He just said he didn't think I was gonna be good at the sport. And it didn't even give me a shot. So yeah, for all of you watching that are young and 12 years old, like my boy right here, don't listen to your coaches, man. Ask Isaiah, ask me, ask Kilgannon. Just don't listen to your coaches. They're not right. They don't always know best. I made it farther in basketball than anybody from my graduating class that played the sport of basketball, like in basketball, because it doesn't count because I got a guy named Dansby Swanson who played for the Braves and now plays for the Cubs in the MLB. So that doesn't count. It's not basketball, but he played basketball, but still like in basketball. Yeah, I did that, son. Yeah. Big Luffy. Because y'all couldn't see him. I set up the whole table for y'all to be able to see him, but I didn't want it to be too far. So yeah, it's usually like my iPod setup. So yeah.
So during when you got 6 foot for high jump, how tall were you at the time? Do you remember? Or
Junior year, I was probably like 5'9", like 5'8",
okay.
5'9", around
So
there.
when did you get your growth spurt then?
Junior year into my senior year, I went from 5'9" to 5'11", and then I woke up one day in the middle of my junior year. I mean, my senior year, 6 foot. Like I woke up, I got dressed for school, nothing fit. I was confused. Like I thought that was like fake movie. Like I'm like, nah, you just don't grow like that. But I just really woke up and had a crazy growth spurt and was 6 foot. But it also messed me up for like years. Like the pivotal moments of like my teenage years of training and do like high jump, I was getting bad shin splints and bad knee pain because I was growing too fast when I started growing. So the cartilage in my knees weren't developed. So it was space in between the cartilage and my knees. So it's causing a lot of problems for me. So like when people see that, like me jump now, I can't like I get on stuff like this and be wanting to tell these parts of my story because it's like I had bad knees until I got to my 20s. Like where Dylan is right now, I couldn't have even imagined doing that because my knees wouldn't have let me at that time. Like high jump and actually working out a different way than what I did for basketball helped unlock that by the different stretches and different workouts and different parts of the body I had to work on doing it. So that's what helped me even become a better dunker was doing high jump. and then into my freshman year of college, that's when it got wild. Like my senior year, that's when I got my first windmill, got my first East Bay, and man, that first East Bay was the ugliest East Bay I've ever done in my life, but it felt so good. It felt so good. Like, and to this day, I don't think, besides maybe between the legs, behind the back, and like 3 other dunks, maybe, I've ever been that hyped. Didn't dribble it, straight cuff, Maxwell Pierce approach. I'm half court with it, full speed. Like as my foot is like half a centimeter off the ground, goes tween, pushes it over the rim, like forces it in, like one of those old Westbrook dunks, just forcing it in. And you would have thought I was Vince Carter in the dunk contest. I thought I did the best East Bay of life. You couldn't tell me nothing. I automatically thought now I can just East Bay every time. I really thought that. I thought like once you get the first one, it's like, oh yeah, it's automatic. It's easy. No. No. I wish dunking was that easy. I wish it was like a video game. Like once you unlock the move, every time you do it, it's just you can do it. That would make dunking fun. That would make dunking so much fun if it worked like that. If it really did. I wish.
Yeah. So obviously we kind of talked about your high school sports. So during that time, were you still dunking and stuff, or was it really just focused on sports?
I had YouTube videos saying future Team Flight Brothers member at this time of life. So yeah, I was dunking in gym, and that's what led me to track. That's a part of my story. Like, I had a respect for my late coach, Coach Friday, like, and his family. I don't like, I bring his name up, but I don't like bring it up a lot, just out of respect for them. But yeah, Coach Friday, he was my gym teacher, but he was also football coach and track coach. And he, like, I only knew of track from the Olympics. He told me to go do track because he seen me do my first windmill, like a baby windmill in my junior year. Like I said, I got my first full windmill my senior year. But like the pump down, back up windmill, everybody know that. Your first little I did that, and he was like, I can't let you let your talent go to waste type. I'm gonna say it like him. He was a big guy. You just playing the NFL, but he had the craziest country accent. So it was like, it was my version of the Bobby Boucher guy. It was like that. So he would like always come in, be like, why you don't get out there and take a field? I'm like, Coach, what? Well, I'm gonna get out there and take a field. You got to mechanical take a field. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go try track. Like, I'm gonna go try track, whatever. Like, I tried, whatever. And then I fell in love with the process. I've always been a hard worker. Like, whatever I put my mind to, whether it's like doing my clothes, whether it's doing art, music, whatever I put, like acting, whatever I'm trying to do at the time. If that's what my mind is focused on, I'm locked in. So that's how I've even made it as far as I have in Duncan. So once he put me on track, it's like, and I figured out I kind of like had a liking for it. Going into my senior year, I was like, I'm gonna take it more serious, and that's how that experience kind of went. But shout out to Coach Friday. I have his name tattooed on my leg. I love that man. I wouldn't be here. Like, it's one of those, like, later, always in life, I'm always bring his name up because I wouldn't be here without him. So always shout out to Coach Friday. I'm 30 now, so I admit, like, I be getting emotional about life sometimes. So I stop before I cry on y'all podcast. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I know you mentioned Michael Jordan quite a bit, and then Team Flight Brothers. So did, like, during your high school and even before that, were you watching like any pro dunkers, or was it mostly just NBA guys?
You think the 1FootGod didn't do exactly what you're doing right now, watching the Kilgannon and Dave. You didn't think I watched the Gee, Worm, Justin Darlington, Rude Boy, Special Effect. You don't listen. I have a favorite video of that time, and it's not a dunk session. If nobody knows about this gym, put in TFB bloopers. It's the funniest video ever to me of Duncan, like one of the funniest videos of life of Duncan. Just a bunch of TFB bloopers of like Elevator and T-Dub and Worm and all them messing up. Like, it's Worm doing backflips and falling, T-Dub talking crazy. It's just a great video. That's one of my greatest videos. But you can't be a master in your craft if you don't study who came before you. So I would never be able to say I'm a professional dunker or the 1 foot God if I didn't watch Cador, if I didn't watch Worm, if I didn't watch Gee. Like if I didn't watch a guy that some people may not know who was 1 footer named JFK, if I didn't learn from a guy, you can look him up. He did a Sprite dunk contest named Rudy Clemens. If you, after this, whoever watching this, go look up Rudy Clemens Sprite and you'll see where I got some of my style from. Like that man in one session, when I went to Rudy, I already did a Sprite dunk contest. We connected at a church basketball run. And you couldn't get to the church unless you went to church. So we connected at a church basketball run and I had seen him or whatever. But once we in the church, but once we got to the run, he could dunk still. And he was like 35, 36 at the time. And he was like doing the same 1 foot I was doing. And then out of nowhere, he does a scoop and then an East Bay reverse with 2 hands. And I said, time out, wait a minute, brother. How you do that? And he said, you think you can do that? And I was like, maybe. And I did a 2-hand East Bay reverse. And he was like, hey, we're going to have a session in a week. Like, we hooped that whole time. We was hooping on the same team. We was killing. He was like, you remind me of a little me. I'm going to take you to this 1 court outdoor, and we just going to have a session. I bet you unlock 5 dunks. I unlocked East Bay, 2 hands, behind the back, scoop, 360s, and the windmill where I just look away from the rim. Like that style of look I dunk in when I look away from the rim on one-handers and kind of like that and the flare of my legs. I got that from him. That's where that comes from. And then that led me to like my logo dunk, which is like the Sean Kemp logo. Because once he told me to always Michael Jordan it, but I was like, I want to do other stuff with my legs in the air. Let's see what we can do. And then thanks to my college coach and making me take ballet, most of y'all know that story of me having to take ballet because of my college basketball coach and learning how to land. Because but that's how I know how to spin. But that ended up making me like create this whole style that made the dunk 1 foot God. We'll get into that probably later because we're keeping it in a certain timeline I see y'all doing right now. And then we'll get into how I went from flight to the 1 foot God through your questions. I don't want to jump the gun. I do that too much.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, obviously, you're talking about some pretty crazy dunks there while you're still young. So, well, at this time, were you like recording your dunks? Were you posting on social media at all, or was it just dunking?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to really talk about it. I didn't start really thinking to record my stuff until 2014 after my first dunk contest, the Sprite Slam Dunk Showdown. I was like, all right, let me actually go start posting sessions by myself. Like, it's kind of crazy because at that time, nobody really posted like sessions themselves. Like it was really like you had like everybody felt like you had to go to Team Flight Brothers or Hoop Mixtape because of Kenny Dobbs and Kilgannon at the time. Like this is like when I first got on this is young Kilgannon era. Like so he was just getting like his Hoop Mixtape and Dunkademics feet wet. Like I couldn't wait to get the Dunkademics and all and Team Flight Brothers and all this stuff. So at that time I was like, they're not gonna see me unless I put the dunks out there because it's like most of the guys originally that was doing dunks, you either saw them from college or saw them playing dunking in high school and you just knew they could jump, or you just found somebody freakish like Justin Darlington and he might send you a video and that's how you discovered people. Nobody was posting their own dunks. So I was like, nobody's gonna know. That's why I said earlier I used to have YouTube videos that said feature team TFB member. Like hopefully he sees it. Hopefully all these pages start seeing it. But thanks, shout out to TFB because I always do that. My first major call out that I got called for a dunk contest for was City Slam, and Chuck called me for that. I wasn't ready to be on TV. Imagine like your first call for a contest is an ESPN contest, and you just like, what am I supposed to do right now? Like, hold on, wait, where my phone go? All right, my little brother called me. Sorry. But like you did your first ever contest is a Sprite Slam Dunk Showdown. Daryl Dawkins is the guy judging the contest, and the first dunker you see to walk up to you is Justin Darlington. That is the first person you see when you walk up in your first ever contest. Who you just drove 8 hours to Indiana, slept in your car, broke your phone. We had to buy a new one just so you could drive home, so you couldn't get a hotel room for the night just to see Justin Darlington as a first dunker. And then your next dunk contest is who? Worm, Young Hollywood, Remix, Guy Dupuis. In New York, All-Star Weekend.
That's insane.
This is why I say I wish we had more contests now like we used to, because back then it was an era of like you had to, like, it wasn't no easy contest. Like anywhere you went, you had to go. That's why I'm happy it's a lot of younger dunkers like Donovan and Finn and everybody doing FIBAs and stuff now, because it's like you're gonna have to see somebody. All these older ones, I had to run into either every time. I could go down a crazy list: Guy Dupuis, Lee Peck, Worm, Sir Isaac, Justin Darlington, Smooth Ukraine, Kristaps. Who else was going crazy at this time? It was just so everybody, half the people on Dunk King. Like it was just a lot of like G. Smiths, and even back then still Doug Anderson. It was so many people that you never didn't see. Like you had a contest of 5 to 6 people, and it's the 5 to 6 best dunkers. And like, and at least maybe if you switch, depending on the contest, it might be 4 of the best and 2 regulars. Like the first contest I ever won, Aaron Gordon Dunk Fest, was Chris Staples, Michael Purdy, who else? Kenny Dobbs, and Remix was supposed to be in it, but for some reason he didn't do it. But still, like to beat Chris Staples and all them, your first contest, I was kind of hyped. Not gonna lie, really went out there and did that in front of Aaron Gordon, did my thing, and that's the moment I kind of knew you can not only be a professional, but you can be one of the best. I won my first contest 2016. So in 2 years of work and grind, I went from not even being close to competing to beating everybody. And it was because I wasn't scared. Like I had just lost City Slam 2 months before I went to Aaron Gordon Dunk Fest. And ironically, the episode I was on aired the day Aaron Gordon Dunk Fest happened. And I watched myself lose on the same dunk. I couldn't make behind the back out somebody's hand in contest. It made me lose City Slam. It made me lose another couple contests, and I just couldn't get it down. And then I went to go do Aaron Gordon. I was scared to do it, but I made under both out the hand. Scared to do behind the back, but I made under both out the hand. And then I won my second overseas contest. My first real Mexico is overseas, but I didn't really count it as overseas. So when I went to Latvia, that was my first overseas contest. And that was the first time I made behind the back out somebody's hand. I decided to do it over somebody on a motorcycle. And I made it for the first time. And that helped me win my first overseas contest. And I tell these stories to be like, if you're doing this dunk game, you can't be discouraged. Nobody's undefeated. Like even Kilgannon in the 6.5 years of not losing, he lost before that. So it's like you got to go through these defeats to get where you at now. Like in the past, since let's just say since the pandemic, let's say since the dunk contest are opening back up since 2021, I've lost 4, maybe 5 total contests out of 100. It takes consistency and a lot of grind. Like, and the people to beat me, we had to go at it. Like, or except for China FIBA, you watch my YouTube video on that. I got cheated, whatever. I should have came out with a stronger dunk, but you can't give me 8s for a scorpion first try, one hand, and then give somebody third try for a crab. Oh, never mind, whatever. So it takes a lot of work. Like the people to beat me with like Isaiah and Kilgannon and like these are and when I lost to Isaiah, my craziest summer 2022, when I was like 22, I went 22 or 23-1. And the only person that beat me was Zay, and it was that dunk battle, and he beat me by a point. And I literally fucked up because I'm so sorry. I literally messed up because I thought I made my first dunk, which was a scoop over Oliver Twist, and I actually missed, and I didn't go as hard as I could have on my last dunks, thinking I made that, like to make up the difference. Because I knew Isaiah was gonna come out there 360 East Bay, 360 behind the back, crowns and all that. So I tried to double elbow and combat all that a different way. But that one miss, I know, like I was like, we could have went to an overtime for all I cared. Best dunk wins, like, but that's why, like, if on some anime stuff, like he is like Isaiah is my arch rival. Like I don't know, he may tell you this too, but he is my like nemesis. Like I think we're actually equal in wins and losses versus each other. Like when he won Quad 54 that summer, a lot of people don't know we were in 5 contests together and we went back and forth every contest. No one person won 2 in a row. So it was kind of crazy. Like, and that pushed me a lot. And that, like, even if you ask Kilgannon at a time, it was him and Lepek doing FIBA contests, and that pushed Kilgannon. So I used to feel like you always used to have a nemesis. Like it used to be Gee versus T-Dub and like Just Fly versus so like an air up there and all that. So I used to feel like you used to have used to have a nemesis. And it's like, as you get older in the dunk game, you just get more nemesis. Yeah, I said that. Like I was like, if I wasn't having I was excited for a potential contest in November, but I can't do it because I will be having a beautiful baby girl in October, and the contest is November 2nd. So she's too fresh, can't do it. And it was going to be against Donovan and Joel Henry. Oh, that was going to be a very, very nice contest. If y'all been following my YouTube journey, by the way, follow me on YouTube, subscribe at 1FootGod. I've been going stupid with the content. I've been doing a lot of Christ Air variations and working on some stuff, and it's a dunk that I'll say here that I 3 dunks I'll say here that I didn't put on my last video. That that would be the East Bay under both that I got to the front of the rim and like got stuck and got hung really bad. Behind the back upside down dunk almost happened. That was nice. That happened on an accidental behind the back scorpion that went the wrong way because the ball slipped and it turned into an upside down dunk, and that back rimmed, and I didn't want to put it in the video because certain misses like that I hold to myself, and I'll tell you about it. You can believe me or not, but yeah. And then I don't even know how to describe this, but it's like 4 dunks in one. So here we go. Win, fake under both, backboard tap. Yeah, the white tap. So if you watch my last video, you see I did the win backboard tap. That was after 10 attempts of trying to do win under both backboard tap. It was really weird. It was really confusing. I tried a lot of angles because last session was an impossible session. So I tried a lot of dunks. I tried bounce win. I tried what was that? Oh yeah, I tried kamikaze. I tried double ball elbow. I was trying a lot. I was exhausted and I made a lot. So yeah, that was a crazy session. And I tried everything once and just moved on. Like I didn't really care unless I got really close. Cause this guy over here on my screen, little 17-year-old or whatever, he's gonna be 17 soon. I actually gave you a year to be happy. Hugh decides to post an 8-foot, 1-foot video, and between him and Luke McHops, I just get ideas. And Dom, I get ideas every other day. Y'all can blame Dom for all this Christ Air because he randomly sent me a Christ Air dunk off one on like 9 and was like, yeah, you should do this. And now I've done 4 different Christ Air dunks. Is it 4? I did regular Christ there with I did it with the left, with the right, East Bay, and Christ there Scorpion. Yeah. This has all been in a 2-week span. Shout out to Dom.
That's
crazy.
insane.
My
But
Christ Air goals, real quick, because I like putting this out there. So if anybody does it first, just know it was my idea. Christ Air under both. Christ Air double honey dip, which is gonna be like Mason's butterfly, but I'm gonna do a 360 with it, so it can be a little different. And the Christ Air Tamala circuit, which means just Tamala inverter, inverter reverse, inverter 2 hands, Tamala 2 hands, all that East Bay 2 hands, all that good stuff. Oh, and Fakey behind the back, Christ Air Scorpion. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Christ Air, I don't know if y'all
insane.
can tell, but Christ Air is one of my favorite dunks because it was my favorite move in Tony Hawk and skate and all skateboard games ever. I've always liked how it looked. So when Staples did it as a dunk, I was like, I want to do that. I tried it a couple times and just didn't go back to it. And then I was like, wait, you're gonna get to a point like Dylan, you're messing up, brother, because you're gonna get to a point where you forget how many dunks you know how to do. I can do a 360 windmill and a 540 or the air up there 360, as some will call it, so good. I forgot I can do a 360 scoop. I forgot I can do a regular 360 windmill from a step in from the free throw line because of these 2 dunks. You get to a point where you just forget. That's why Donovan is at the place I miss the most, and I'm happy I'm trying dunks again now. I miss that place so much when you rep out and just master your, like Donovan did it the exact way you're supposed to do it. He was doing dunk academic sessions. He was doing stuff. He took a year off. He just grinded and he.
All right, we're back. Apologies for that. Cut off the 40-minute limit, but yeah, you can keep going.
So to segue back into where I left off. Donovan is doing it to where Isaiah did it, Kilgore did it. You have to master the basics first, or master your dunks. As I tell a lot of people, you have to master your dunks. So when you see Donovan right now, he can do under both any variation he wants because he mastered under both. He already has been doing this. Like a ball is life clip popped up with Donovan at 17 being able to do under both. But it don't look like it does now because he repped it out. And me personally, when I started winning more contests consistently, is when I would go to the gym and instead of trying new dunks, I would do under both 5 times in a row. I do J Rich 2 hands 5 times in a row. I do behind the back 5 times in a row. Like even if I miss in between, I gotta make that dunk 5 times. Like I gotta know I can do this dunk at any time. And especially like if I was having a session for a contest, at that time when I was younger, I would pretty much like have a regular dunk session, like maybe like a 30-minute, 40-minute dunk session. And when I'm dead tired, then I try to do my dunks for the contest. Because I know if I can make it when I'm tired, when my adrenaline is going in the contest or even in a show, that's going to be light work.
Yeah.
Because I could do it when I had no energy. Now the crowd, You're what's it called? You're kind of glitching out a bit. I'm glitching, son?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not on Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi at my house is trash. So, let me know when I stop glitching, or do we got to start over? It didn't glitch the whole first 40 minutes. So, like, what's going on?
I don't know what's happening, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, it actually looks a little bit better now.
I'm just gonna sit here for a second.
All right, we're back.
So like I was saying, a hunter sucks. And no, okay. We are back for the 3rd time. And we are talking about consistency right now. So but to all dunkers out there, if you want to be one of the best, it just takes a lot of consistency work. It takes hours. It's tedious doing the same dunks every session for a little bit while you're in the process of wanting to do new dunks, especially in the era where now with social media, with so many new dunks being put out there and low rimming happening, and so many dunks people want to try. But if you want to be one of the top professionals, like if you're just doing dunking for fun, do what you do. But if you really want to be one of the top professionals and you want to be considered one of the greatest dunkers of all time one day, which feels crazy to even think about that I can like say that and it's an actual fact that I can be considered one of the greatest dunkers that ever lived. It's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of tedious hours. Like I got old sessions where I literally just under both, damn near to my hand would bleed. And that's how when people be like, why you make dunks look so easy? That 360 windmill, once I got it the first 2 times, I went home after that event that I did and then repped it out. And like I just found a video the other day of me trying to rep that dunk out, and I got hung and was missing it, like back rimming it, getting hung 6 times in a row, and went back to it and then made it 4 times in a row. And then it became one of like, to me, that's the win used to be my signature dunk, but I didn't make it first. So I was like, this 1 foot 360 windmill, never seen anybody do it off one. So I was like, this is gonna be my signature. And the first time I did it in contest, Vince Carter reposted it. So I was like, yeah, this is it. So yeah, and that's why I've just keep mastering it over time. And then that led me to the 540. So that's just how consistency works. Like you work on one thing and it unlike everything else. Like, and like say I got an example of this for each of you just because I watch you, because I am fans of you guys. So say with Dylan, he repped out hide and seek so much on low rim and behind the back so much on low rim. In the same week that he got his first behind the back, it's no coincidence he got his first hide and seek because he repped it out on low rims and to the point where he mastered the technique of it. When I started doing professional dunking, I didn't go back to low rim. I low rimmed as a kid to dunk, and then I didn't low rim again until I became later in my dunk career. So I wish, if there's one regret I have, I wish I low rimmed more, like in the early stages of my dunk career, to create more dunks for myself. Like a lot of these ideas, I just put them on paper, but I never visualized them. Like I used to be like, I would see somebody do it on low rim, and then I'm like, oh, I can do that on 10. And that's how a lot of stuff end up happening for me, like in making dunks. And then now I just feel like, no, I can write these down and then just go try them, even at the tender age of 30.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, basically everyone that we've had on either has a very big, extensive history with low rim dunking, or they wish that they low rim. That's like basically what everyone says. So yeah, I mean, your hand's already insane, so it would have just been crazy if you low rimmed as a kid. But
Yeah. But one thing I wanted to ask, like for when you started talking about the contest is like how old were you when you got into your first contest?
So technically, in my first ever dunk contest of life, I was 15. I was in high school. I had 2 dunk contests at my high school. Then was technically my first 2 dunk contests. And it was like this thing called youth night for the boys at the school. And we had a sleepover at the school. It was a Madden tournament, 2K tournament, and a 3-point contest, 5v5 tournament, 1v1, and a dunk contest. Now, I could dunk at the time, so I thought I could do something, knowing there were high school basketball players that were 6'7", even 6'9", that could do way more than me. I just was like, why not? And my first contest was hilarious. That was hilarious. I tried a bunch of stuff I know I ain't had no business trying. I made it to the finals, though. I made it to the finals with a 2-hander off the glass, a 1-hander off the lob, a fake windmill pump, and the last dunk of the contest is 6'9" dude I know named Joshua. He did a windmill over a barrier. And I decided, like, first of all, I went before him and I tried to jump over 2 of my homeboys. Like, you know how we bend people over to jump over them? No, I made them go on all 4 on the floor. And I still kicked them in the back and almost fell. It was crazy. I said no. Try to do just a 1-hander over them. Went terribly wrong. Then he sets up the barrier. He walks all the way to the other end of the court. They make a tunnel for him. And he was a senior. The whole senior class, everybody else was on the floor. The whole senior class was in the stands singing, "I Believe I Can Fly." As he does this, it was too scripted for me to even if I made my dunk, I wouldn't have won with that. But after that, like that motivated me. And then the next year, I won my first ever dunk contest, which was my first East Bay in a contest. I did East Bay reverse windmill, off glass one hander. And my first actual real windmill was that night. When I tell you I got my first real windmill my senior year, it was that night. And I didn't know I could windmill. And my first real windmill was off the glass. And yeah, nobody believes that, but it was actually kind of crazy. So I was so hyped. You know, when as a dunker, when you go into a session and when you were first starting and you didn't expect to hit a new dunk, but you have been working out, you have been grinding, so you just tried something and it happened to go in. That was that. It was like pretty much almost like you when you hit hide and seek in the show. It was like you didn't expect it. You was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna try this. That's just how that went. Somebody literally asked me, and it's ironic because it's a double. Somebody asked me, it was a guy named Rontrez Barclay. He asked me, have you ever thrown the ball off the glass? And at that time, I had caught it from somebody else, but I had never thrown it to myself. So I was like, I'll try it. I threw it terribly. So it went low. So I windmilled it. And I was like, I can catch it off the glass. Oh, wait, I can windmill. Oh. So my first dunk of that contest, I lob windmill, punched the dog. I was like, oh, we can windmill now. It's nice. I'm nice. Like when I went to my first pro contest driving the Sprite, like Sprite was funny. Like imagine being able to sign up for your first pro contest and it's a Sprite dunk contest. Like you go to a link, you went to a website, you put your information in, and you just got to show up. You sign the waiver and you just got to show up. And that's how I got to my first pro contest. And I keep bringing that Sprite up for two reasons. Obviously, because it was my first contest, but August 14th of this year was 10 years since that contest. It's been 10 years of me being a pro dunker. And two, I always bring up Justin Darlington. I don't tell people this. I beat him. I actually got second place. He got third. So I actually beat Justin my first pro contest, but I lost the contest. But I beat Justin. Flex.
So you were around 20 then?
I was 20 on the dot. You can look this video up. Look up Jordan Southerland Sprite Slam Dunk Showdown, and you'll hear me say in a very high-pitched voice, "Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm 20 years old. You should vote for me." And my mama roasts me to this day for that voice because she hears it like, and I'm like, that's not how I sounded. I sounded like a grown man. I was just excited and I was talking fast. But she hears me as a chipmunk, so whatever.
Where was that contest?
Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Indiana State Fair.
Yeah, I remember. I remember there was one.
Funny, real quick.
In Minneapolis too.
Keep going.
I was just gonna say, I remember there was one in Minneapolis with like T-Dub that I did not know about at all.
I keep this with me with the same state fair ticket on it from my first ever thing. I tell people I always keep these in sight, even with all the madness of winning. Because I didn't win this contest, but it started me. Like, and everything, nobody's ever went undefeated. Like, everybody's lost to somebody, but some people have some phenomenal records. Like, Justin Darlington had a 2-3 years span where nobody beat him. Kilgannon hasn't lost in 6.5 years. Like, I went on a 3-year run. Isaiah went on a run. Like, Guy Dupuis, as much as that guy irks my nerves sometimes, he's a GOAT and a legend in his own right, and he's made a lot of dunks. I'm not East Baying over no car because you got it. But yeah, it takes a lot of learning curves to be a pro dunker. And the first major learning curve is nobody's rich. You learn that the hard way. I thought dunkers was balling. Like, I'm talking mansions, like not NBA money, but like at least a meal. But you get to do what you love and take care of your family, and if you do it right, you will make a lot of money in this, but you will also make a name for yourself. Like if I stop dunking, I'm happy with my career because if I stop dunking right now, I know I have a lot left. That's why I won't. But if I did choose to stop right now, I'd be in history forever. for the dunks I've done, for things that I've done, for what I've given to the dunk game. Like when I look at it's like a proud sensei moment when I look at a Finn and when I look at a CJ Jumps and a Killer John and like all these people that like I take under my wing, and they're just like seeing Killer John at 20, I think he's 22, 23 now, getting East Bay Scorpion. That I got a little like a year after that, seeing him be advanced like that, seeing Finn get his first FIBA contest at like where he's at right now, seeing all these guys advance and progress in dunking. I've never wanted to be the bitter old guy that's like, oh, they taking all the 1 foot. I've been lonely for years. Like I've like, it was a point where I had to go against Guy, I had to go against Worm, I had to go against Kristaps, and I had to go against Smooth Ukraine. And like that was a great time for me because it made, like, I remember my first contest I won overseas, the Latvia contest I tell y'all about. Kristaps and Smooth took half my dunks. So I had to, like, I won that contest on the spot, which that's what forced me to do the behind the back over the motorcycle, because Kristaps did Tamala his first dunk. Smooth did game over windmill his first dunk, and then Scoop his second dunk. So I had to like change and switch what dunks I was going to do. And that's going to happen when you got people doing what you do. That's why I felt like, to segue into a different point, that's why I hate double up sometimes, because it made dunk contests stagnant. Like, if we're all fans of dunking, a lot of us watched the China dunk contest with Isaiah Kilgannon and Jay Clark live or whatever. How many push-offs did we, I mean, not push-offs, but how many double ups did we see?
No, you can call them push-ups.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot.
it is what it is. Push
A
off.
lot,
There's a lot of
yes.
push offs. Like, with all respect to them, besides a couple guys, all the Chinese, matter of fact, I believe, no funny, if I can remember off the top of my head, every Chinese dunker did a double up or push off the first dunk. That first round, I think every single one of them did that. And then look what dunk won it. 540, no props.
Mm-hmm.
What did Donovan just go do at Venice Ball? He won with no props. When y'all see me do a dunk contest, do I do that over 50 kids dunk? Nah, that's only in shows. I don't use props. I jumped over the car in London because they asked me to do that, and the floor was slippery, and I was actually going to go for East Bay under both there because I wanted to do it in a contest I had already won, so I was going to try it there. But I was like, I'd rather not get hurt, which is kind of crazy to say. I'd rather jump over a car than try East Bay under both. But I knew I would have had to plant harder to do East Bay under both than I would have to have to jump over the hood of the car. I was going to Blake Griffin it regardless. Y'all wasn't finna. You have to pay me $5,000 to jump over the hood, the full car. Like, that's a whole different other story about knowing your worth. That's that. We can do that in a part 2 because I want to come on for a part 2. Because
Sure,
I have
yeah.
a pregnant fiance upstairs. So I got about 2 more questions before I gotta wrap this up for the night.
Sounds good.
All good, all good.
All right. So obviously, we've seen you at dunk camp quite a bit. So what was your first time
No, you haven't.
hearing? What was your first time hearing about dunk camp? And then obviously, like, what's your experience been like as a pro at camp?
I was supposed to have been. I was supposed to be. Yeah, my brain just died just now. I was supposed to be at every single dunk camp since the first one. Like, Andy has had me on that roster since the beginning. I always was booked at the time. Like, the first 4 dunk camps, I was booked, and then our first 3, I think, and then the pandemic happened, and my first dunk camp was virtually. Ironic, we on Zoom right now. My first dunk camp was on a virtual Zoom, and we played virtual dunk course. I drove like 8 hours to Florida to dunk with Isaiah and Connor Barth with a hurt groin. Like, I had no business dunking, let alone driving 8 hours with a messed up groin. But I love dunking that much that I killed myself for it at that time. I won't now. I know when to stop. But yeah, and then my first actual in-person dunk camp, I hit hide and seek in the dunk show. because I was very hyped to be there amongst that many dunkers. Like that felt like dunk haven, dunk heaven. Like it was all the young dunkers and old dunkers, and just it felt like a summer camp. Like I never went to summer camp as a kid, so that was like my first summer camp experience as a grown man, and it was dunk camp. And it's every year it's just the most amazing thing. Like I wouldn't care if it was the pros and 10 dunkers or the pros and 100 million dunkers. Like I'm coming to dunk camp every year, even when I can't dunk no more. And y'all are doing the show just because I love it that much, and I love it helps me fulfill my purpose of why I dunk, and that's to inspire people. That's why I take fins and killer johns and give it dunk advice to anybody who wants it. Like when I can, or if anybody DMs me, I'll try to look at it if I see it. It's a lot of people in this world. I don't get to everybody, but I try to get to as many people as I can, especially if I see a lot of potential in you, just because at the end of the day, I want somebody to be better than me. Because my drive was to be better than Gee and be the best 1-footer ever. And now I want somebody to be better than me. And I hope Killer John or Finn or one of them do it. Like I want to see them go at it. I want to see them do dunks. Like it's gonna get to a point where I'm not gonna be able to dunk anymore, and it's still gonna be dunks that haven't been made. Like I can probably attest to Kilgannon myself. I got dunks that I have on camera that if I go back and watch the archive, sometimes I forget I've tried that nobody's even thought to try. And then one of you guys might do something on low rim, and it looks like that, but it's not. And then I remind myself, go try it. That's why every session I've done for this past three months, I've made a new dunk. I made 2 new dunks every session. And like that's been my goal, is to make 2 new dunks every session, but I have to make it twice. Sometimes I don't post it, but I just be like, yeah, make it twice. And if it doesn't look as good, which I just post the one that looks the best. I don't know.
With the
But
level
yeah,
you're
I
at,
love
that's insane. To hit 2 new dunks still.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to even think that it's that many dunks out. Like Christ Air East Bay, I did that first attempt. That sounds like a ridiculous dunk, and it is. It's just like I've mastered East Bay, so like that's why I started doing tamalas and inverters and inverter reverses and J Rich 2 hands, because I wanted to, and between the legs, behind the back, even I wanted to play with what you could do with it between the legs once I mastered it. Like once I did regular East Bay, just lob East Bay, drip off the dribble East Bay for 2-3 months straight. Then I repped out J Rich. Then I repped out East Bay 2 hand. Then I repped out J Rich 2 hand. This is all after Rudy Clemens taught me how to do it, and I made it for the first time. I went back to the basics and just repped out the basics. Like that's why I loved Andy's dunk levels. I did that without even knowing what to even call it or put a name on it. I just repped out first level, repped it out, then went to the next level, repped it out. And then by the time I came back that summer, then I also was fortunate enough to do the Harlem Wizards, and I was doing these dunks in shows every night, like with the pressure of doing it in the show. That's why in a contest or in the show, I don't feel no pressure. Every night at bare minimum, I was in front of 100, 200 people, and I put the pressure on myself I got to do a tamale. Like at that time, was it 5 or 6? Let me go down the list. The contest dunks I was doing, repping out, were under both, tamala, scorpion, double elbow, East Bay 2 hands, and behind the back. And these were all off the dribble in game. And I repped those out every year over like we had a NBA is 82 games. We played 130 games a year. Because sometimes we had double headers. Like Globetrotters and the Wizards still do it to this day. Like I still do events with the Wizards sometimes because I just like giving back to the kids and whatnot. But yes, imagine this. This is why I say show basketball players are some of the best dunkers you never know. For some of the ones you know, like my guy Jumpin' Joe and Angelo Sharpless. Like it's a lot of guys that do globe and even Wizards, Roscoe Johnson, Space Jam. It's just a lot of people that like do the Wizards and Globetrotters. That let me tell you something. Like even my brother Joe, the Jet. Like I just did a dunk session with that's on my YouTube. It's ridiculous to think about having to do at bare minimum 2 of your best dunks, 3 lobs, and 2 fast break dunks every night for weeks straight, night in, night out in front of people, and you can't miss. So think about right now. Say like Dylan, because like I said, I watched both of y'all. So like Dylan and Hunter. Say for Dylan, your second dunk of the show has to be a lob windmill. Hunter, your second dunk have to be a lob reverse bounce catch from half court. That's your second dunk of the show. And you have to do a dunk to end every quarter. So say your end of the quarter dunk is you have to do a 3-man weave. Somebody throws it off the backboard, another person catches it, bounces between their legs, and you got to catch it no matter where it goes. Now the people are excited off of that, and now going into the third quarter, you got to play real basketball against teachers who may not be able to play basketball at all, and you got to make them look good while you look good. And then right after starting the fourth quarter, you got to do the YMCA and then have a dunk show. And that's every night. And then you got to go pack the trailer with all the souvenirs and speakers and everything from the game. And that's what show basketball is, at least for the Wizards. Globetrotters are a little more pampered. They just get on the bus and they go. You still got to do all the dunk stuff, but we got the trailers and all the extra stuff. But it's a hard life being a show basketball player. That's why I always give show basketball players credit and the same right as some of the great pro dunkers.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, just
and
a
this
ton
is
to
your
talk
last question, so you better make it good.
Sounds good. Obviously, we got to do a part 2 for sure because there's just obviously so much to talk about. But
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I got a lot to tell. Part 2. I'd love to be a recurring guest. I don't care. I'm down, man. I'm an old 30-year-old guy who just dunks and then chills with his wife. So if I just come down here when I want to record stuff, so just let me know.
Perfect. Well, Hunter, if you want to ask the last question, if not, I think I got one. But
yeah, I can ask
Hunter
it.
in a minute, so you better ask me something good, buddy.
So obviously you talked about like your impossible session and stuff like that. So I want to know kind of like some dunk goals that you have for either the near future or just like all time, and then also like, do you have any other goals with like within dunking, but that's not like a dunk that you want to hit, like contests, shows, merch, like anything like that? Is there any other goals like that?
I got one contest goal right now, and I just want to beat Kilgannon. That's like I used to have a Afro Samurai drawing that I did, and Dunk Elite had these stickers of dunkers, and it was like Staples and Kilgannon and Lee Peck and all those guys, and then I wrote everybody else's name down, and I stuck it on my wall, and I would just cross their names out like a hit list every time I beat them, and Kilgannon's the only person I've never beat. Clark, Zay, Gee, everybody, Darlington, everybody. Like the only single person I've never beat is Kilgannon, and I would love to do a contest with Kilgannon right now. I would have loved to have been in China. I'll say that. I would have loved to have been in China. I would have pulled out 3 dunks that I've never, like y'all may have never seen because of how I'm feeling after London with a good court. They were indoor, nice court. First dunk, if I tell y'all if I was in China, my first dunk was going to be J Rich Scorpion because I've been repping that out like a lot for fun. Because obviously Donovan's going to do an East Bay Scorpion in a next contest. So, like, I have to stay. It's like when Steph Curry came in the league and changed with the threes, like, Donovan is going to make y'all dunk again. And I'm like, I'm ready. I just know what dunks I got. I've been hyped for this. Do you know I'm hyped that my first dunk of the contest can go back to being 360 windmill or under both. Like under both used to be my first dunk of the contest for a year straight. Just because I'm like, yeah, not like quick game. If you're doing dunk contests, come out with one of your hardest dunks and put the pressure on people. Don't come out light. Don't come out easy. That's how I lost in China because I still could have won based off the score, but don't give nobody any doubt that like him first dunk. Don't even do that self bounce under both every contest first dunk. He gonna make it. and the people gonna go stupid. Stupid. Me, my next contest, 540 or 360 windmill. What we doing? Like now what? Now what you gonna do? All right, you did because your first dunk may have been a 360 East Bay or something like that. That don't cut it for 2-footers. I don't know why. You gotta add a certain style with it, but if you've noticed 360 East Bay, depending on how you do it, it don't look as good sometimes. Isaiah has gotten cheated on the 360 East Bay a lot in life. A lot. We can go back to Canada, but we won't talk about that. We'll say that for a different day. But dunk goals, yeah, to beat Kilgannon and actual dunk wise, surprisingly, I won't give him no clout by saying his name, but there's a very weird guy who does 1 foot from a very, very special place. And he thinks he owns between the legs, behind the back, and double East Bay. So I don't even care for the double East Bay anymore. That's why I said I haven't even been trying East Bay under both. And some other dunks I won't name, that I did name, behind the back, upside down, and some other things are what I'm trying right now, because I'm personally tired of getting 2-page paragraph DMs about dunking. I don't care. I don't care. Many people may not know. The person I'm speaking about actually just made double East Bay in Shanghai, China. Like, I don't even know if anybody knows that, but it was
9-8,
like not. Yeah, it was 9-8, but
supposedly.
nobody cared. Nobody reposted it. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody
That shit
cared.
crazy.
And the reason nobody cared is because you're not a good person. And if you're not good to people, and I'll end this part one with the be good to people, be kind to people. At the end of the day, it's just dunking. We all love this sport that we call dunking. We all want to push this sport forward. There's no room for hate and animosity in this sport. I have no animosity for anybody. It's like somebody commented on the Dunkademics video, why did I flick off Donovan after he did 360 East Bay? Because why does it look that easy? I find
saw that.
motivation in those things. It's so motivating. It's like, bro, like I told y'all, you got why I started the 2-foot journey because of guys like Dylan, bro. I'm like, you not finna be, and Nate and all your Hunter. I'm like, y'all not finna be out here East Baying and behind the back end at your height, your age, and I can. No, my vert is nice off 2-foot. Why can't I do it? Like, and it all, but doing that 2-foot journey actually made me fall in love with dunking again, and that revived me to even try these dunks again, and have these sessions, and watching y'all do y'all YouTube and have the subscribers you do. I'm like, well, shoot, maybe I'll get off my old butt and go do something and actually have some fun with this again. And I get childly excited when I make a new dunk. That's why if y'all watch for those who do watch my YouTube videos, I don't leave out the faces I make after dunks and the reactions I'll be having. And they're hilarious to me because that's my natural reaction. It's like, wow, you're 30 years old, you just did that, and you're still doing it. Like, Kilgannon inspires me a lot right now. Like, guys before him, like Remix inspired me just because Remix is still dunking at 42, but Remix was still winning contests at 40, doing Tetrises and chair dunks. So it's like, but Kilgannon, something that really inspired me was Kilgannon reaching his max at 32. And 31, 30, a lot of people don't know, Kilgannon was hurt a lot. Even at a dunk camp this year, he was hurt. So Kilgannon was going through a lot of injuries, and to come back from that and reach your max potential and still be going higher at 32, the shelf life for dunking has expanded like the NBA life. Dunk wise, I look at Kilgannon, of course, NBA, there's only one name to think of. You think of Bron, old man. Imagine being in the NBA so long. Not only do you play with legends, you play with their sons, and now you play with your son, and you can do an East Bay with your son. Like he East Bayed with his own son. He did an East Bay with he's in the NBA with his son. If I can do an East Bay when my oldest daughter is 10, I'll be happy. No, I'll be 35. I'll still be East, man. When because Bronny, when she's when she's 18. Let's just say when she's 18. If I can still show her that I got it, still show my daughters I got it, I'm fine. I know I won't be able to 360 no more. My back is gonna die. These upside down dunks is killing me. I don't know how you do it on low rim consistently, brother. But to think that my first upside down dunk make is actually gonna be a behind the back is kind of crazy. Shout out to Barf too. I got the idea from Barf, but doing it yeah. I hope people really tap into my YouTube because I got a lot coming. I don't care about thumbnails. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't. So just watch the videos. I know they don't look the hypest, but just watch them. I promise they're nice. They're very, very good. I'm entertaining, I think. I post misses. 100%. I post everything. I post the good, the bad. I post when I kick the ball. I post when I flick off old men. I didn't post okay. If anybody's seen one of my favorite Journey videos, it was an old dude. He was rude. He did it again. The entire gym was empty. I didn't put him in my last video because I was just like, I'm gonna be nice. I don't want the karma. But the entire gym was empty. Like the entire basketball court was free. Not only did he walk over to where I was at, I had 2 basketballs. I was trying to do the double elbow. He took my basketball, didn't say nothing to me, and proceeded to shoot on the goal directly next to me. I know how it's 1 goal here, 2 side goals. To shoot on the side goal while I'm dunking from that side when there's a whole empty side of the court on the other side.
Some people, man.
That's insane. Now you gotta be a different breed to do that.
He's just old and Chinese. He just doesn't know. I don't know. I don't think he knows it's rude, but he just want to go shoot around. And I'm like, bro, you an old man that just wants to go shoot. I know you probably don't give a damn what I got going on. I feel like when you get to a certain age, you just be like, I don't care about anybody. I just want to do me until it's done. And I feel him. So I let my boy have it. But yeah, those are my dunk goals, dunk aspirations right now. Also, on some funny stuff, I want to dunk against Donovan and Spaz. So I'm kind of sad about November, but I'm gonna see him. I already told him this information. I told him I want to see him in the contest now that he's doing FIBA and I'm doing contest again. No, I said because I'm doing contest again, I can't wait to see you in a contest. Because I'm gonna request to go first, and I'm gonna do under both over 6 people, and I don't care. I don't freaking care. I don't care. Y'all don't even know I can do under both from distance. I'm back in a different bag. I'm trying to, hey, Kilgannon, Zay, what the other boy named Donovan, everybody, holla at me. Holla at your boy. 1FootGod in the building. I'm wilding. Jay now. Clark, I'm wilding.
He's calling everybody out right now.
It's like if I could put this into a song, this is my Kendrick control verse. I want to go against everybody again and I want to have fun like contests used to be fun. China looked fun. I miss when y'all don't understand right now, but when I first, all these big checks, all this side and half of that side, that's all 2016. That is week to week to week to week. Imagine every weekend for 2 months, excluding maybe 3 or 4 weekends out of June, July, you doing dunk contests overseas, LA, New York, Florida, Mexico City, Latvia, China. All right,
we're back.
I don't even know what I was talking about. I want to call out everybody. Dylan, Hunter, CJ, Ben, Travis, Kilgannon, Zay, Donovan, T. Curry, Staples, everybody. I want to make dunking fun again. Let's bring back contests. let's bring back the fun. Let's bring back the excitement. Let's bring back doing your best, craziest dunks in a contest and pushing the envelope. Let's have fun again, and let's make dunking like even if I don't do the Olympics, hopefully one day Dylan dunking can be an Olympic sport to where you can do it. And FIBA will put the 3x3 dunk contest, how we do the World Cup, they will make that an Olympic event. If the fruits of my labor and me doing these and wanting to push the dunk game forward leads you, even a Hunter, even y'all, like being able to do that in your careers because you can dunk to a later age. It's a lot of time left in y'all dunk careers. So if y'all are able to do that, that would be amazing. So I just really want to push the dunk game forward. And it's my last thing I want to say. I know how these things work, so I'm going to do a drop right now. Again, shop 1FootGod, face behind the dream.store. Get your 1FootGod merch. Use promo code FBTD15 to get 15% off your first purchase. Also, go to verttrainer.com and get your Vert Trainer. Use code 1FG10. Get your 10% off your Vert Trainer today. Shout out to the Dunk Camp. Also, subscribe to my YouTube, 1FootGod, and follow me on Instagram if you already don't, at 1FootGod. And follow my hair page at the Black Luffy because I post uncut content over there sometimes. And you should have fun with that. That's Black with two C's. Yeah, go have fun with that. And it's on TikTok. I don't know what I'm gonna post on TikTok, but it's not gonna be sanctioned. I might get booted, but yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on, Jordan. Obviously, we'll have to run it back with a part two. It was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me. Y'all have a good
Yeah.
night.
No
you
problem.
have school tomorrow, so go to bed, buddy.
He's got a bedtime.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got a bedtime.
Your mom is letting you pod. She's great.
Yeah.
All right, there. All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Sounds good. Again, thank you. See you, bro.